Today we're going to give you some real treats. We're going to get behind the scenes at Audiomack. We got the CEOs and co-founders, that's right, from Audiomack in the building. Guys,
what's
so
up,
happy
guys?
to have you with us.
Welcome to Hot in Tech. Audiomack 2012. That's when you guys launched, right?
That's correct, yeah.
What was the idea behind it?
Well, we worked together at a company called Operative Software Company. Obviously, big hip-hop fans. Dave started DJBooth.net back in the early part of
Dope
the
site.
10s.
Thank you.
And, you know, we would talk about rap, and I'd go on other blogs, and, you know, Two Dope Boys Not Right on Smash, those types of
New Music
blogs.
Cartel, shout to them.
Yep, absolutely. And Dave would be like, and I go to DJBooth.net, but Dave would be like, why don't you always go to DJBooth.net? And I tell him the reasons and this and that, and you could go to the next part here.
Yeah, we really tried to create a site. Pawnee was on various different music blogs, and we wanted to take all the taste making that was done in these different music blogs and put it all into one place. So we created Audiomack, which was a place for artists to share their music, for blogs to share music, and then we built a real-time system that ranks every single song, every single album by genre, by day, by week, by year. So you could look at the most popular stuff today, most popular stuff this week. So you really could just go to one spot and see what's popping in hip-hop, what's popping in rap, what's popping in electronic music. And it worked. We just thought it would be something that people would like. We didn't expect it to be a massive business. We didn't start out thinking, oh yeah, we're all going to be tech entrepreneurs. We just wanted to create something that would help us and hopefully help other fans out there. And it ended up working pretty well.
And how did you differentiate yourselves from what else was out there? What made you feel like there was a need for what you were doing?
Yeah, if you remember 2012, I mean, it wasn't that long ago, but it was like a whole different world. There were basically two options for artists. There was a site like SoundCloud and Bandcamp, which are very professional, but they cost money to use. And then there was sites like Zippy Share and all these other share sites, Hulk Share, all those sites. And it was like either you go free and you get this ugly experience, or you pay and you get a better experience, but you have to pay for it. So we decided to go right in the middle and allow artists to upload as much music for free, allow blogs to upload as much music for free. And get a professional-looking site as a result without having to deal with pop-ups. So we feel like that sweet spot in the middle really helped us jump. And then on top of that, we layered the ranking algorithm, which we now use to rank all the music that's uploaded on Audiomack in real time.
But the ranking algorithm, because I told you I'd tell you guys something new. Okay. The ranking algorithm, and it's somewhat embarrassing to say, came from an idea from another popular site. One of the most popular websites on the internet, which is like a Pornhub or a RedTube.
Okay.
If you go to that site in 2012, they're ranking the most popular videos, you know, most recently added videos. You know, I only went on the site once or twice, so I don't know.
Right.
But, you know, we took that formula because, you know, in many ways, those sorts of sites lead the web. They have more traffic than any other website. And we took that same sort of philosophy of how are we going to deliver the most popular content and surface the most popular and the best content for the user. And we took that similar philosophy, added it to the technology that Dave was talking about, and that was the original idea for Audiomack.
Smart.
Super smart. Love it. Love it. Because, you know, I mean, a lot of people may not know, but the porn industry is actually a big industry for opening up new innovation for technology. Pornhub just announced that they have a whole channel for VR, their 360 trailer VR channel. Would you guys, once you get your VR device, okay, so in case you missed it, he answered yes, he would use.
Of course,
the
I'd try. You know, sounds interesting. I know a little bit about that, but it's I'm gonna look like a creep when it's all done. But no, I mean, it looks interesting. I think like, you know, that type of innovation is great. I know Samsung has similar types of devices where you plug the S7 in and
the
you can
Samsung
see
Gear.
it. So I think it would be cool to try.
Of course.
It might be a little scary, but maybe you get used to it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's always scary, right?
Does Audiomack fit into the VR space? Do you look at that area as growing and a potential growth opportunity for you guys?
Well, we recently did something with Migos, or two of the Migos. We did the Trap Symphony, which was we took some of their most popular songs. We hooked them up with a 9-piece orchestra. We reorchestrated all of their music, and we had them perform it. But
Shout out 300.
Shout out to 300.
Shout out QC.
Where does that live?
It's on Audiomack. You could find it on the Migos YouTube channel, is where it originally premiered. People loved it, and people wanted to see it live, but it's hard to do something like that live. You need a concert hall to really make it sound right. So that might be something where we do it, and we can have people virtually see the filming of it. That might be something that we can get into in the future and use VR technology to get people into that game.
Right now in the music streaming space, you have Apple Music. They're kind of crushing it right now. You have Spotify, who's been crushing it, but they somehow took a backseat once Apple launched or whatever the case is. And now SoundCloud, which I assume, and correct me if I'm wrong, you might see as maybe a direct competitor, but SoundCloud has entered into the paid subscription base. Do you guys see that happening, like offering a different level for a paid subscription base?
Not right now, not anytime in the future. Audiomack's all about sharing your music without restrictions. So we're not going to restrict anything on Audiomack. That's not in our short-term roadmap. We're not trying to be a full catalog player yet. You know, you have sites like Spotify, you have sites like Apple Music. They're great at what they do. We think they're a complement to what Audiomack is. We don't think Audiomack is a replacement for them. We think if you want to listen to Adele, you want to listen to all these major label albums, they're great. And I have a subscription to 2 of them. So, you know, they're wonderful services. But
Which 2?
I have a
Google Play.
subscription to Rhapsody and Google Play.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. That's a little different.
Google
I like
Play
that.
is actually very underrated.
It is.
I
It is.
think it's arguably better than the ones you mentioned.
Right.
Because you know you have the YouTube functionality where there's no ads.
No
You
ads on
play it
YouTube.
Play it in the backgrounds. Has all the new songs, unless it's an exclusive,
Right.
like what a Tidal might do or Apple Music might do.
Speaking of Tidal, how do you feel about the artist, like what Kanye just did, dropping in Tidal, saying I'm not going to go anywhere else but Tidal? It did seem to help their subscription base, and it did seem to get played a lot of times over, 500 million allegedly or whatever the case is.
5, yep.
But how do you feel about that? Like an artist not allowing the world to hear it unless it's only in
I'm just shocked by it because the streaming space is in a period right now where they should all be working together to educate the consumer what streaming is and how valuable it is. And I think you take away from some of the value when you say this is here but it's not there. It should be about we have the best platform, we have the best features, we have a great interface. It shouldn't be about we have this and they don't have this, because then you and I are music fans. You're on Google Play, I'm on Rhapsody, you know, he's on, and we can't listen to the same music, and music is social.
Yeah.
You know, music is something where when I was a kid, we would go to school and, you know, it'd be like, oh, did you hear that new Inspector Deck album? Oh, track 3 is dope. Oh, really? I like track 6. You can't do that if one guy, you know, only one service has that music. And I think that's what they're missing right now.
Did you see a rise or just period loose uploads of Kanye's music to Audiomack after that?
We see it. We nuke it pretty quickly. We work with David Benjamin at UMG. He let us know that it was coming out and, like, you know, to be on the lookout for it. You know, we see people starting to search for it because they're looking for it, but it's not going to be on Audiomack. You know, that's not what this platform's about. The platform's about helping artists who want to share their music. They could be major label artists, they could be small artists, but if they want to share something without restrictions, reach the widest possible audience, get it embedded on sites, it's really about the biggest audience, the most eyeballs you can or the most ears you can on that music. That's what Audiomack's for. There's no restrictions on any music in the platform.
Have artists gotten signed from Audiomack? Are there artists that are buzzing from it?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, there's artists buzzing from it. Yes, absolutely. I couldn't say, you know, X was Audiomack and Y was getting signed and X equals Y, but certainly we've worked with companies that ask us for information and data, and if we work with them and we're friendly with them, we'll give them information, and that certainly has led to signings. And that's great. We love that.
All right, this holiday season, what do you think is going to win, Oculus or PlayStation VR?
I think Oculus might, because they have the whole Facebook machine behind them. That's a lot of money. And I think Mark Zuckerberg's really bullish on that. So he might put a pretty strong effort into making that the thing, and I think he wants to use it to connect people, which is what they're good at. So connect people to other people, connect people to experiences. So I see that winning out because it's going to be integrated into your social platform. And I feel like it'd be very hard for PlayStation to create a social platform that its system can work with. But I think it's very easy for Mark to do that between Instagram and Facebook.
You make a good point, but I'm going on record saying PlayStation is going to win because the people that are going to get into VR, if they have a PlayStation, they already have most of the hardware, whereas if they get into Oculus, they got to get the headset. Then they got to get a computer that's going to actually run the headset to the way you want it to see. So I think PlayStation, and plus their price point is $400, where Oculus is $600. So
really,
yeah,
all right.
I
That
think
sets you up. Nobody knows more about gadgets than Tat Wizard. You
sorry.
should know
I'm
that.
going with
that.
Tat. I'm
Sorry
going
about
with Tat's
that.
response.
All right, yeah, I'll take Tat.
Okay.
You always should.
So, all right, this is a super serious question right now. Do you think Young Metro will shoot you?
I know for a fact he won't shoot me because he trusts me dearly. If he wanted me to, watch his cat, I'd be there watching his cat. He could trust me. I DM with him on Twitter. I'm like, hey, Metro, should this song be up? And he goes, yes or no, and then I do it for him. I proactively reach out. So please, Metro, Young Metro, trust me and don't shoot me. Don't have Future shoot me.
Look, this has been wonderful. We learned some great things today. I want to thank you guys so much for coming.
Thanks for having us.
And we will be looking at AudioMack, using AudioMack.
Appreciate that. Download the app too.
Download the app.
Yeah.
Because if you haven't downloaded AudioMack in 2016, congratulations, you played yourself.